Today on Carl Bradley Presents, East Coast meets West Coast, or Coast, in a public access free-for-all. You can go ahead and touch that dial all you want, just don't turn the channel.
Ideas, got a million of them, ideas. He'll produce, he'll direct, he's a corporate exec. Much more to the core, and you're on the ground floor. The Carl Bradley Network won't waste your time. The Carl Bradley Network is on the air.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, we're all talking here, and now I'm going to pretend like we're just starting the show. Hi, I'm Carl Bradley. I'm a former network executive, and I'm over at Public Access now doing for free what I used to get paid 6 figures to do, which is an exciting thing. And today it's a real special show for us because you can talk about the central part of this country, but where's the art at? Where's the real talent at? It's either on the East Coast in New York, or it's on the West Coast in LA. We happen to be in LA today, but with me I have a guy who does a show out here now, who originated in New York. His name is Steve DePena, and he does The Ground Floor, and I'm sure you're familiar with that show. We all are. And here he is right here, Mr. Steve DePena.
Hello.
I'm going to sit there and make you go through that insufferable moment where you have to sit there and go, oh, hi, am I supposed to talk here?
I guess I am supposed to talk, yeah. Let me see. Yeah, I do a show in New York, and I moved out here, and I brought the show with me and a few other diseases. And I managed to produce something in both LA and New York, which is a great thing.
And you do, similar to the format that I used to do out here when I did pitches, TV show ideas, you do sketches.
Exactly. The Ground Floor is kind of like it's the first of its kind, actually. It's a digital television show. And we first started doing it in 1999, where we got together with a couple of really talented stand-up comedians in New York and started shooting mini scenes and skits and television commercials and stuff like that. And one thing led to another, and we ended up with a show.
But the difference is your show has a lot of quality to it. You take your time. Unlike some of the jackasses that air their shows on this show that just throw anything together, throw it on the wall, see if it sticks. You take time. You edit. You write, you produce, you have some very talented people who we're going to meet here in a minute, and that's why I had you on this show, because I don't just have anybody on here. I mean, I've had Francine Dancer. I only have the top talent of Public Access on my show.
Well, it's good to be pegged in with Francine Dancer.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, peg is a good word for it.
She's an icon, you know. And,
she's a monument. Let's talk. You go out of your way to find very talented people, and I'm impressed because I used to just try to get my dentist and other people to do the sketch. You actually find really quality actors like Kathy Leonardo.
That's right.
Who is from New York.
Yes.
We'll get to this clown in the middle in a minute. And Tina Lynch and Mr. Doug Jones. Why don't you guys just, we've heard from Steve and John, of course, I kid him. He is the very talented John Kilduff from, is it the John Kilduff Show? There's Jim Barry's show?
Right now I'm doing a painting show, Let's Paint TV.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
Teaching people how to paint.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So you actually have performed a service?
Yeah, I'm actually trying to help the community out, and actually combining the entertaining factors of the Jim Barry show with the painting educational, and we're putting them together.
You're the next Drew Carey. But these folks, now you're out here, you're part of the sketch group now, but Kathy, how did you hook up with the very talented Steve DePena?
Yeah, I met Steve at a party in Venice, see that? And being a fellow New Yorker, we went, you're from New York, I'm from New York, get out, you know. And we started talking and blah, 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 you know, here we are. Here we are doing a sketch comedy show. He actually produced also a music video for me as well. I'm a singer as well as a comedian. So, and I was out in New York working actually on Cosby. I started as a stand-in, and then I did two little parts.
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
And so you hooked up with him at a party and the energy was right, and you didn't have to submit a reel to Steve, did you?
No.
He can spot talent a mile away.
Yes, I usually spot talent. I do a lot of spotting, actually. So,
I noticed that.
You know.
Doug, where did you meet the fabulous Steve DePena?
Oh, I think you could probably do a 6 degrees of Steve DePena with public access here in LA, from what I've learned so far meeting these two guys. But I met Steve because Tina and I are boyfriend and girlfriend, and Tina and Kathy are friends, and Kathy met Steve at a party. So I guess that's 3 degrees of Steve DePena.
Wow, that's amazing. A lot of love going on here. I don't know if I should break into a Chuck Woolery love connection.
We keep it together.
I'm on the wrong couch.
John is also having a menage a trois
Yes.
with your girlfriend and Kathy.
You're okay with that, right?
That's one of the good things about being an actor. You can pretend, and it's all
I'm going to
pretend.
paint.
So Tina, you work with your boyfriend Doug in front of the camera as well as behind the camera, I guess.
You might say that.
I notice when they work behind the camera, though, the camera shakes a little.
Yeah, just a little.
You ever tempted to do a special kind of video for your show? Right?
Well, we thought about it, but then it's really hard to break into that market.
Well, they're legitimate artists, so
Yeah,
let's
damn
be
it.
clear.
Yeah,
about
we're going to leave that alone.
Yeah. Tina, now, did you come out here with Doug? The two of you come out to pursue the dream?
I did. I know Kathy from New York.
Wow.
Worked with Kathy. We're very good friends. Came out to LA to see if I was going to actually move here. Met Steve at a party. Steve goes to a lot of parties.
I bet he does. Forget the casting office.
But I did give Steve a tape, so.
Yes, you did. Actually, well, did you give me a tape, or was it Rick's
Kathy.
tape?
Yeah, I
Kathy gave
You
you a
gave me,
tape.
that's right, Reese's Pieces, and I said, hey, they're great, let's use it. And I ran with them, because I was like, you know what, this is it, this is what I was waiting for. I was here a full 8 months before I really started pursuing the show for LA, because I was gonna fly back to New York and shoot some more stuff, but we weren't ready, and I had stuff here, and I just started meeting people, and I was like, you know what, let me try to put it here and in New York. So the whole point is to combine the show into one entity and
The
make it work.
bi-coastal,
The
Steve DePena.
bi-coastal, exactly. That's why I go to a lot of parties, because I'm bi.
Stop. Stop, we've already
You
covered
write that
that.
yourself, too?
Now, Tina, what was the first, how many sketches have you done for the ground floor?
Like 4? Do I want to say 4?
Wow,
4.
four,
Working on a 5th.
And Doug, you're working on a 5th? Well, so is he at the party. How do you like that?
There you go.
Well, we've done a lot of them. I mean, some of them have made it to completion, and other ones haven't yet. And then we have a bunch that we're writing together, and see if we can't get them all put
Kathy?
together.
What? Maybe 5 or 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like your own little Saturday Night Live.
It's our little Saturday Night Live, yeah.
Well, we're going to see right now one of the sketches, and I believe 3 of the people here are in it.
Exactly.
And we'll let you guess who that is. Anyway, we're going to why don't you set this clip up, because with all these people, I shouldn't have to work.
That's true. Well, this one is called Pet Psychic, and it's about a couple who've recently lost their dog and really want to connect with him. And that's it.
So you say roll that clip, because I love the way you say that. Roll that clip.
Roll that clip.
There they are.
Michael, you know how important this is to me. I need to know that Chip is in a better place now that he's passed on.
All right, let's go. Go and see if she's in a better place.
So, what brings you here to me?
Why don't you tell us?
Michael, stop it. We recently lost our dog Chip, and we would like to contact him.
Raul, come. We have seance.
I call you before the detective charge. Hello.
This is Raul. He is the interpreter.
Oh, come on, this is stupid.
No, you are stupid. That'll be $100. Come, let's hold hands.
Hey, what are you doing?
I am summoning the spirits and wiping my finger. Come now. All talking will happen with Raul, so you must pay attention to him.
Merhaba, nasılsınız köpek? Çok yaşa.
Hey, Nasu Sneeze, how about English for $100, huh?
English cost extra.
But okay. Oh, mighty spirit, help us to reunite these two with their beloved pet. You have a bird?
No?
Do not worry, sometimes we have to go through a few spirits to find the right one.
Or a few dollars.
Miss, you have small pussy, no?
Hey, watch it. Watch your mouth.
No, honey. I did have a small pussy just before I went to college. Mr. Whiskers? Is that you?
Yes, it is. Your cat is fine. He says,
Meow.
hello.
Oh, tell him that I miss him so much.
We are not here for pussy. That is extra charge. We are here to look for Chip, like the one on his shoulder. I'm sorry, my apologies. We make a wrong person. Concentrate, concentrate, concentrate. I said Chip, not chimp.
Chip! Oh, Chip, is that you?
Yes, it is. He is in heaven, licking his balls.
Oh, ask him how he's feeling. I had no idea he was sick. Ask him, ask him.
He says he was eating chocolate. It was in his bowl. He mistook it for feces.
That's impossible. We don't eat chocolate.
He says he was poisoned.
This is ridiculous. The dog probably picked something up off the street.
I don't think so. He says it was you. Wait, come back. Take this with you in case she needs to poop.
Dogs everywhere in the city are crying their eyes out. That was beautiful. I was weeping dirt. I got actually moist during that scene. That's how much I liked it. That, by the way, I'm very happy to announce and very flattered that that is a world premiere. It was never aired on the ground floor yet. It will be probably in the future, but Carl Bradley got first crack at it.
That's right.
You know, if I was over at the network, I'd sign you a deal. But we did work once. I remember when we did Tootie and the Big Bus.
Tootie and the Big Bus. That
In New
was
York.
an interesting show.
It really was.
Because I think that the pass on it was a little pill, which the network executives didn't get.
Right.
You know, to get on this bus that
Right.
takes you to this magical land.
Yeah. Well, the little pill, maybe we should have passed that out at the meeting.
I think we should have, because it would have sold.
Well, we all had our drug problems, but we're over it now. We're at public access.
Yeah.
That was a great scene. Some good acting going on there from Tina Lynch. Doug Jones played the husband that was a bit dubious about the whole
the
thing.
put-on boyfriend, husband. Yeah.
And would you have rather played, like Kathy got to play the fun part, right?
That looked like a fun part. And Steve Rick rather had a nice fun part there too. We got
Oh,
to yell and scream a
the
lot.
Turkish guy.
The furniture chewing scenes are a lot of fun.
Tina, was that a wig that you were wearing at the making of that, or you just had your hair in a different,
Just ponytail.
ponytailed out? Very nice. Very good work. John, what did you think of this sketch?
I liked it. You know, honestly, I wasn't in it.
I knew you were going to say that.
That's a thumbs down for our viewers at home, because but John's in the next one. We'll get to that in a minute. Now, Steve, I just wanted to ask you, because you have, obviously you get good talent, which is very important. But the thing that I'm impressed with most of your work, because when you watch these public access shows, and if you people watch public access, with the exception of great shows like the Jim Barry Show or Hollywood and Divine,
Exactly.
there's not much quality going on in terms of preparation. In other words, people, if they shoot anything to roll in, it's crap. You can't hear it. It's lit poorly. It's never edited. And you break up your shots. You're a filmmaker.
Yeah.
And you're using public access as the form by which it should be used. Trying out your ideas, but respecting your public enough to know that they want quality.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, why bother to do it if
Why
you can't do it
bother?
right, you know? I mean, I'm a total mess up in real life. I really am. I mean, when it comes, I mean, I spill things, I drop things everywhere. I'm losing my hair, but not by my fault, just because I keep picking it out. But when it comes to producing a show, that's where the love is, I think. And
Did you write and direct these as well, and shoot them and edit them? You're a one-man wrecking crew.
I sort of. I mean, I don't write every skit, especially like the New York skits are predominantly written by 3 of the stand-up comedians there, who would be Jose Sonera, Jaylene Marcos,
They ain't going to watch
and
this
myself.
fucking show. You don't have to
But,
worry about that.
but you know, I like to give respect to words due.
He props up, but you know, I want to talk about the people you have here.
But here, I mean, we all try to write, and the way I try to do it is, since I've been doing this so long, I guess I have my hands on the reins a little too hard, but I like to try to write something that I know could be shot. In other words, I'm not going to do something where, God forbid, a big UFO comes out of the sky and abducts people. I couldn't do that.
You couldn't pull it off.
I couldn't do that. It's just a hard thing to do.
You pull this crap with me that I'm in front of a camera, I'm kind of shy. You know what you're doing.
I'm a big old hand.
You're
just
smart.
Me up and
you're Martin Scorsese with the nice guy thing, but when you get in there, you're a piranha. And Doug, what is he like on the set?
Well, he's also in charge of craft services, which a lot of people don't know.
Does he feed you?
He excels at that as well, yeah.
Don't tell my people that.
That's really why we're all here.
Yeah.
Remember those purple pills that we used for that show back in New York?
Yeah.
I use them for these guys.
Yeah. Oh,
that's how it works.
Have some Skittles, huh?
Exactly. Skittles, they don't, it works for them. It makes them funny, too. They're just all over the place.
Kathy, what do you think of him on the set? What is he like as a director?
Always fun. You always ask to do some crazy things, and no, he's great. He lets you go off if you want to, and he'll pull you back, and also if you forget your lines, he'll always fix you later in the editing room, which is always
that's
great.
Nice. That's one of the good things about keeping digital. What I see to the camera is already building in my head, and I figure out the shots as I'm doing it. And for the most part, I mean, I very rarely had to do pickup shots, which pickup shots mean you're at a location, you're shooting something, you looked at a hot chick or whatever, and you forgot a shot, and you have to go back 4 weeks later to, shoot that scene so it makes sense. For the most part, I try to concentrate on the set, as opposed to, being flighty and being distracted by 15 different.
What? Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just meant something about. I forgot what I was talking about.
The point is that you are. And let me tell you something. I know. I have been in the snake pit. I worked at the networks for years, and I've been through it all, and I can tell you this man is going places. You are smart because you're talented. You're all very talented, but you're smart to kind of hit your star to this guy, because I look for big things in the future, and the fact that you're using public access now as a ground floor, as the title of your show is.
Oh.
But I predict it will be changed to the elevator, because you're all going right to the top, baby.
That's right. We're going to ride it. Hopefully the snaps won't break, but the things won't break. See, I already messed up.
Well, you didn't mess up. There's no messing up here. That's the beauty of this. I want to put in one, before we get to this next clip, I want a big shout out. You don't realize sometimes what goes on over here of what it takes to put together a show. I mean, these people came all the way down here today to be on it, but more important than that, or not more important, but on a side note, something behind the camera you don't see. Mark Katz has been my director on many shows. Today I came in here and he said, I don't have a crew. He had to do all of this. All the beauty you see here is because of Mark Katz. And one other person, Philippe, the guard, is running the camera. God damn it, that's television!
That is television.
It doesn't get any better than that. And that's the way, if we did that at the networks, heads wouldn't have rolled like mine. Exactly. They wouldn't waste the money. And speaking of television, let's go on with the show. John Kilduff, a very talented man who I've had on this show before. He sat over there, actually. And
there's over there.
He is in this next sketch that you had, and I really like this. I saw this ahead of time, and it's a tribute to somebody, but they'll get that when they see it.
I think they will.
Set this up. We'll say roll the clip, because I want to make sure we come back and talk to someone.
Well, this clip is kind of a parody of when you go to the movie theaters and you watch the pre-game show. Where they have previews and all that, they always have a little bit about the entertainment industry. So I combined that with a movie or a man called Ed Wood and created this sort of reality of, this virtual reality, not virtual reality, I'm messing this up. It's just a good clip. Watch it, let me know, or let him know.
Say, roll that clip.
Roll that clip.
This special effect is created when we take two paper plates and we'll glue them together. We'll then draw windows on this object and attach a staple to the top. Once we attach a string to that staple, we'll enlist a stagehand to hold the now flying saucer over the actors' heads. And this is how we create the effect. of a scary invasion. We spend up to 3 minutes putting these flying saucers together, and the work is quite intense, and sometimes it takes us an extra minute to complete. Sometimes we don't even get home till 5:30, but the end result is very gratifying. These effects can be difficult because we don't want the effect, the special effect, to take you out of the movie's reality. Because, you know, when you see these movies and you watch them and then you go, oh, that looks fake. Yeah. You know, so many times we will watch a movie and you'll say, boy, that's fake. I as a special effects director, would just hate hearing that. That's the last thing you want to have happen. Send in the Air Force!
Now that is quality television. Ladies and gentlemen, you're sitting home watching public access going like, you know, it's just usually a train wreck. That's no train wreck. That's talent. I have to, before we get on, John, great performance as the, what would you call that character?
Someone who had to memorize a bunch of lines.
Good description. No. You know, I don't think we have enough people on the set today. We have a special guest who's a semi-regular on my show that has dropped by, Martin Seldak, who wanted to join the festivities, who has, he says, an important announcement. So
I gotta make this quick, Carl. I just came from one of those poster shops up on Hollywood Boulevard, and I came across something, and I just had to get this across. You gotta see this. This is an advanced copy of TV Guide from May 2nd through 9th of 1992. This is just when Carl got booted off the networks, and it was partly because of this article, but it was because of, you know, his history of how pilots cost too much. But this is an actual advanced copy of TV Guide from 1992. This cover was bumped for the coverage of the LA riots. Wow. Back in 1992.
I didn't get on.
This is one of only 200 copies that are in existence.
Wow, that's cool.
But I picked this up at one of those poster shops on Hollywood Boulevard for a mere $755.
That's a great deal.
Thank you, Martin Seldak. Let's give Martin.
So I just had to drop in and give you that.
Very good. Yes, man.
See, Carl, people remember the stuff you used to do.
Thanks for reminding me of my heroin-infested past.
But people remember what you used to do.
I got bumped because of the riots. I remember they put a big flaming building up there, and I thought, you know, La Brea or Carl Bradley? What's more exciting?
I think they should name the street Carl Bradley.
They should.
You know?
Well, thank you, Martin, for dropping by, and Martin will be seen in the Sam Kinison story coming up, I think, in about another month. Very good. But let's get back to the ground floor, because that's where everything starts. I love that name.
Well, the name came to us. We were back in New York when the show was going through the genesis. We had different names. We were like, which is originally called Spanglish, which is a cross between Spanish and English, and because some of the humor is very Latin-based. And then we went through like other names, and I remember we had a week to go before production. I mean, before we had to air something, and I was like, all right, and I just pulled the ground floor out of my buttocks.
Out of your ass.
Out of my ass.
Come on, this is cable.
I pulled it out of my freaking ass, and it hurt.
Doug and Tina and Kathy, were you all from New York, but you didn't meet Steve till you came out here? Isn't that strange?
Isn't that weird? Yeah.
Did you work in sketch groups in New York?
A few, but it was really more like theater, comedy, not really so much sketch.
Stand-up? Have you done stand-up? Kathy said you did stand-up. Where I did like comic.
Well, in New York, but also in LA is where I really started the Comedy Store years ago, like 10, I don't know. I guess I was 12. I don't really remember. It was a long time ago. But yeah.
In their child show in the belly room.
Yeah, I also worked at Carlos and Charlie's.
Oh yeah, I remember that place. Now Dublin's, and they do comedy night there.
Right.
And Tina, did you do stand-up, or were you an actress, or?
Actress.
Actress.
I did stand up once and thought it was going to be the end of me, so
It is tough.
I thought I'd leave it to like Kathy and
The
other
people.
braver.
Doug, and what's your background?
No stand-up for me. I don't have the gunness to handle this.
I'm sure you've heard this now, especially who you look like a little bit, like Anthony Michael Hall from The Dead Zone. That's
I was
on.
hoping you were going to say a young Robert Redford.
And a cross,
Paul Newman
yeah, let me
or-
finish. And a cross between a young Robert Redford and an Anthony Michael Hall from Dead Zone. So I was just noticing that. John, who does John look like?
He kind of reminds me of a Bill Murray for
Murray.
some reason.
Bill Murray.
Jim
He
Barry.
does look like Jim Barry too,
like
actually.
Jim Barry.
You know, he does have that Jim Barry-esque
just that little
feel.
quality.
You know, this is a first for me, not the fact that we have so many people on stage and I'm presented with a sign of my past. I was doing heroin at that time too, and that's part of the reason I was in rehab and everything, but we won't go into that. That I have so much respect for your show. And I don't always have respect for a lot of the stuff I see. I watch it much like many people do, like a train wreck. You want to see what kind of carnage will crawl from that wreckage. But public access has a place, and I mean, I think it's great that Doug and Tina and Kathy and, well, we know what John does here, that uses that, you know, is involved with him because you know in this business, Steve DePena is one phone call away from having, you know, another Mad TV, another Saturday Night Live. And would you be loyal? Do you feel that you would be loyal to these people?
I would be loyal, and you know how the business is. The second they sign you, you know how the thing goes in and they pull out the blood. I would try to get a transfusion with everybody.
But they are taking you places, like, you know, because of their talents.
Exactly.
The sketches I watched, you know, what they did, they took your words, your scene, and they brought it to life as much as you did when you edited it.
Yes.
So it would behoove you to keep all of them in mind.
Exactly. They're all going to come with me, one way or the other. That's the way I view it. You know, there's my philosophy is that there's safety in numbers in Hollywood.
Well, on today's show, that's for sure, yeah.
I could not come here without anybody, you know.
This is your entourage. Well, you know you've made it because they came, not from me, they didn't know me, they came because of you. And just remember,
I came because of you.
You came because of me. And just remember, let's have a parting word from everybody. Tina, sum up what you think of public access in one sentence.
Do I have to go?
Okay, we'll start with Doug.
Generally like watching an animal get tortured.
Brilliant. Kathy?
I've just seen lots